What's up, y'all? So some people ask me, why do I want to hit 50K per month with 0 employees? And the answer to that question is that I want to learn how to work. And so in this video, I'll be going over everything that I've learned and everything that I'm implementing right now to increase my ability to work. And so we can start with a definition of work as Alex Hormozi defines it, which is volume times leverage equals output. And so if you're a sales representative, for example, and you're doing one-to-one sales, you can increase your output by doing more sales calls. And if you hit your limit for the amount of sales calls you can take, you can further increase your leverage by doing a one-to-many version of those sales calls. And so if you're able to do 10 one-to-one, you can now do 10 one-to-3, for example, and that would be an effective tripling of your output. The problem with this formula is that you can actually use this on everything. So sales calls, hiring, content creation, operations, you can use this formula on everything. And so what is the problem then? The problem is that you lack the ability to choose your activities. And this is the ability that I lacked for a very long time. And so I would spend 10 hours working and then my day would end and I'd be like, what did I accomplish? Nothing, right? And then several months would go by and I would have the same thought. I'm like, what's going on? Why am I not any closer to my goal? And the answer is that I was working on the wrong stuff. And so no matter how much volume or leverage you're getting, it doesn't matter if you're using all of that on the wrong activities. And so I just created this chart to help me define what is the right activities. And so the title, as you can see, is Fuck Productivity, Be Effective. And so I'll quickly explain what this is as I'm going through this. And so first things first, we have a goal over here, which is 50K per month with 0 employees. This could be anything. And so it could be a health goal, lose a certain amount of weight. It could be a savings goal, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It could be a goal. And then we have 2 words here, which is effectiveness and productivity. And so the way I see productivity is a binary. Are you being productive or are you being unproductive towards your goal? And so if your goal is to make 50K per month with 0 employees, but you're spending all your time playing video games, then you're being unproductive towards the goal. If your goal is to lose a certain amount of weight, but you're eating tons of junk food, then you're being unproductive towards your goal. Vice versa. Right? And the effectiveness is how productive or unproductive are you being? And so if you eat one cheat meal in a whole week, it's not a huge deal. But if you eat 4,000 calories every single day while you're trying to cut, then obviously you're being super ineffective towards your dieting goals. And again, this can be applied to anything. And so the purpose of this is to help us identify which activities to do. And so something that I recently did is on my website, I made the UI a lot more premium looking, right? And so these animations that you're seeing where it just kind of pops up, I did it across all of the pages. So it just looks really, really nice. And it took around 2 hours to do. This was a productive action, right? This was actually productive. But how effective is that action to hitting 50K per month? I could have spent the exact same 2 hours doing Loom videos to prospects that are currently in my deal pipeline who I've already sent a proposal to and are super close to closing, right? I could have spent the same 2 hours doing that, but instead I used those 2 hours making my website a little bit more beautiful, which in the big picture scheme is going to make a productive impact towards hitting my goal. But it's not going to be the best use of my time to hitting the goal. And so this spectrum over here, this is what's helping me determine which activities to do. Because previously to figuring this all out, I would just do productive things. So I would work on the website, work on some automations, do some sales stuff, do some service delivery stuff, just whatever it is. As long as I'm being productive, I'm chilling. But if that's your only criteria for success, being productive, you're going to suffer because you're just going to work on the wrong stuff. And so you have to add this layer, which is the effectiveness layer. And so right now, what I would encourage you to do is literally just look at your calendar and look at your goal, right? Define your goal first. And then once you've defined your goal, look at your calendar and say, how effective are these things towards hitting my goals? Because trust me, if you're working 10 hours a day, you're probably being productive. You are probably being productive. And the problem with being productive is that you feel like you did something. You feel like you did something. But a month goes by, 2 months go by, 3 months go by, a year goes by, and that feeling of doing nothing doesn't materialize into that feeling of doing something doesn't materialize into actually being something. Because all of that time, you just worked on a bunch of useless things that didn't move the needle forward. And so that's the activity that you should do after this. Look at your calendar, look at all of your productive tasks, and then measure them towards your goal and ask yourself, how effective are they? And trust me, you're going to find a lot of things that are ineffective. And at that point, you can determine what is your threshold to cut off things. And so here's something really, really, really important. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you don't have time to hang out with your friends, you don't have time to do anything, right? But you notice that there's a lot of ineffective things on your calendar, just cut them off. Just cut them off, stop doing them entirely. That's going to free up a lot of your time, and you can use that new time to double down. So we can go back to the work formula. You can do more volume on the things that actually move the needle forward, or you can spend the other time pursuing your other goals. And so if you feel like you don't have time to hang out with your girlfriend or go to the gym or do whatever, then when you free up all of your time on those ineffective tasks, you're going to get the time to focus on your other goals. And so that's my formula that I've just created, and I think it's going to make a huge, huge impact with regards to the activities that I choose to do and the activities that I choose not to do. By the way, I'm making this video right now. This video would probably be on the productive spectrum. Yes, it's good, but it's on the very, 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 very ineffective spectrum, because this is not going to get me any closer towards my ICP, which is like VP of Sales, Director of Marketing, etc. Right? And so it's really just a brand building video, but it's not going to get me closer towards the goal. And so I'm just making this for the sake of making this, but I hope you're getting the idea, which is fuck productivity, just focus on being effective and you'll be good. Have a good day.